there, everyone. Welcome to our newest training series on earning bonuses and earning the incentive trip. One of the biggest things is also just growing our income from doing something that we absolutely love. So, this series is going to encompass all of those things. Usually, I focus on just earning the incentive trip. But really, not everyone is motivated by traveling, and kind of even more than normal. But I am very positive and very much believe that in the year 2022, when we get to actually experience this cruise, that we are going to be so excited and much needed with this break from reality. Back when they announced this trip, well, a year and a half ago to begin with, I was so excited about this cruise, even though I had already been on 12 other ones. This is one of the largest, I think it is the largest cruise ship that is in existence to today, but there were so many awesome activities and restaurants I could not wait to experience with my husband and my family. So I am excited that we get to go on that trip again because we had already made plans with our children, and I'm excited to be able to offer that again. So even though if the trip is not your goal, but your goal is just to create a business that is solid, that is actually earning you an income, then this training is going to help you on both those things. Even if it is just the trip, wouldn't it be really awesome to earn some money, extra money, and bonuses along the way? I really want to help you be able to maximize the Stampin' Up! Career Plan, and especially the new one that they announced, the new rewards program that they announced, just this past month. So hopefully you guys have printed off your handbook. I am going to follow along with you. And then in between, we're going to break up and go to a PowerPoint presentation when we actually go over setting your goals, because I have some visuals that might help to break it down a little bit easier. But to begin with, I want to just talk with you. There are first steps before you can get started in any program. I don't know about any of you, but my whole life, I'm 45 years old. My whole life, since I was, in high school, I've always battled my weight. I've always had to diet, lose weight, exercise programs, diet programs, Weight Watchers. I've done programs through my hospital. I've done things with friends, exercising. The South Beach diet, oh my gosh, keto diet, the Whole30, 21 days. Oh, I could just go on and on. The cabbage diet. One time, which actually really worked, was where it was just the celery and apple diet, and for 3 days, all you ate were celery and apples. Anyway, I've battled it my whole life. And but every single time that it worked, I always had to have a plan. And when I always map out what it takes to set your goals and to achieve something, it always reminds me of what I would have to do when I would have to set a plan to lose weight. You couldn't just do it willy-nilly. You couldn't just try. You had to be all in or an all out. Well, that's how I am, and that's why I always fluctuated, was all in, all out. But before I started anything, there was a lot of things we had to do to get ready for being able to reach the goals that you desire. And if it is weight loss, or if it is building a business, or if it is, whatever it is in between. Those are just two things that really, to me, mimic the same mentality and behavior to be able to do it. So this 4-part series is going to walk you through many action steps. Part 1 is going to be about the foundation. So if I am going to choose to go on a weight loss program, or if you're going to choose to earn the incentive trip and be on a program that is going to build your business, we have to do some things first to set you up for success. If you just jumped right in and didn't have a time to exercise, if you didn't get rid of all the crap in your kitchen or junk food, if you didn't get rid of your bad habits, if you didn't set a goal of where you wanted to be, if you didn't know how to get there or what to do, you wouldn't be successful. And it's the same thing with your business. We need to set a plan. We need to set your goals of what you want, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. We need to get rid of all the bad stuff that you have that's holding you back and sabotaging you. And then we need to be able to create a vision of where you're going to go. And then starting next week and the last 3 weeks, we are going to really work on specific business actions that are going to help you to get to be where you want to go. Every one of you is a unique individual, and every one of you, I believe, will reach it in a different way. But we will still share with you the most tried and true business practices that we can. Speaking of that, let me start off a little bit to give you some confidence. For some of you, this might be the first time you've ever watched a Rhonda Wade training. And for others of you, this may be the 100th, the 150th along. But this specific training, I do it every new Stampin' Up year. Every one. And it is how I've started the last 12 years. So for 12 years, we've been running this program. Now, every year I tweak and change it so that it reflects the current state of the world that we're in and the current way of success that I'm seeing amongst demonstrators. But you can trust this program. Hundreds and hundreds, and I almost want to say to you, over thousands have earned the incentive trip that have been a part of this program. And so you can trust that it works. You're not listening to, whimsical advice that we're not sure if it works. It does work. The difference is do you take action? And do you trust what you're going to hear? So what we're going to share with you is all tried and true business practices that are effective today, that I'm seeing that's working right now. And that's kind of crazy because right now the world is a little topsy-turvy. So we are going to try to help you right from where you're at today. I'm not going to spit out information that worked 15 years ago or things that I think if you do this, you're going to have success. No, it's things that we know are working and are bringing success to personally myself and my downline members and their team members and all of the hundreds and over 1,000 training clients that are a part of our program. So first thing I want to do to give you is the trust factor, because you are probably going to have to make some changes. You probably are going to have to get way out of your comfort zone. You are probably going to have to do things differently than you've done them before. But if you don't have trust in the program, you're not going to put forth 100% of your effort. And that's what it's probably going to take to reach the goals and the trip and making this a full-time income that you desire. So let's jump into week 1. We are going to be covering setting your goals and making a map. We're going to be talking about cleaning and organizing your area. We're going to be talking about time management and a skeleton calendar. The first thing is setting a plan. I went and found some quotes because we all know these are all true, but this seems like busy work. This actually takes time. It's actually daunting for me to actually sit down and put all my crazy thoughts down to paper. But once I do, then I instantly become like laser focused. So, and it's something that I do also with my leaders. Like we have to I want to know what your goals are. And so you need to know what your goals are. So you have to actually create a plan. Like I said about the whole weight loss thing, we have to have a plan. If I weigh this much, or if my, numbers, because it's not just about weight, it's about health. So it might be diabetic numbers or sugar numbers or cholesterol, or for me it was, iron. I have a lot of like vitamin D and all these things that I'm tracking. It's about health. So I have to have a plan as to what do my numbers need to be. And then I can decide how am I going to get there? Like where am I going to then, but we have to know where we need to be and where we are. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. And I hear that all the time. I want to earn the incentive trip. Okay, now we need to set your goal. I want to do this job full time. Okay, how much do you actually need to make? How much do you actually have to replace? Because your full-time job might be different than someone else's full-time job. So a wish, a goal without a plan is just what you're wishing for. And a wish is very different than a goal. A wish is like, I'm just going to throw it up on a star and just hope that it happens. But a goal is something where you are actually going to work towards it and it's realistic. Next, good planning without good working is nothing. So that's pretty eye-opening too. So whatever goal you're going to set forth, all this planning you're going to do is going to require quite a bit of work behind it, which is fun and exciting and overwhelming and daunting. I know that. Plan your work and then work your plan. That to me is huge. So many of you probably feel like you're like running a rat race. You're just running every day. Every day you're just trying to do what you can. Every day. You're just like, I remember feeling like I was a hamster on a wheel, and I was just always doing whatever I could do, and whatever I got done was great. But I always was on that hamster wheel, and it was because I didn't have a plan. And actually, I have a plan every single day. Every day I have a plan of what needs to get done. That way, I can get off the wheel at night. And whatever I didn't get done, I'm going to move to the next day's wheel. Does that make sense to you? It also makes sense in a yearly thing. So if you're constantly just running and running and running, it's because you didn't have specific goals that you were shooting for, that once they're done, now you can get off the wheel and you can take a little breather and relax before you get back on the wheel. So daily, that's true, but also true monthly and also true yearly as well. We don't just want to, so once we plan out our work, then we can work. And we can work that plan. And we will be more specific and more focused instead of just letting ourselves be pulled all over the place. And lastly, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And so true. These are all quotes I didn't come up with, but they're such true quotes that if you're failing and if you feel like a failure and you're not reaching your goals, it's because you didn't prepare ahead of time. And right now is the time for that preparation. I want to break this to some of you. Some of you understand this, especially if you've been around me very much, because I talk about it a lot. Stampin' Up! Is a direct sales company, which is a beautiful thing. I love the direct sales industry. It is incredibly powerful, and the income potential, there's no cap, and as hard as I work, and as much as I do, and as much as I give, I get back to me tenfold. Direct sales industry is incredible. Stampin' Up! Is a direct sales company. That means that you are compensated, you are paid, you are rewarded based on your sales. So if you are not selling, you're not going to be compensated. You are not going to reap the rewards or the benefits. Some people get frustrated by that, like, okay, Stampin' Up! Just rewarding their top sellers, and, I'm a hobbyist. Why are they getting all the things? Well, that's because they're selling, and this is a direct sales company. So that also means that in order for you to be compensated financially and with rewards, perks, and benefits, that means you need to be selling. And so we will focus on sales because we are a part of a direct sales company. We don't work for a wholesale company. It's not that you work for a company where you can buy your stamps for $1.50, then sell them for $20. We don't work for that kind of company. We work for a company where we buy them at 25% discount. But then every stamp that I sell, it means that I get paid a commission, my upline gets paid a commission, and my upline's upline gets paid a commission, and my upline's upline gets paid a commission off of what I sell in a perfect world. But so that means we can't sell things super cheap because we need to make our commission off of what we sell. We are not a wholesale company. We are a direct sales company. Even with that being said, you don't have to be a salesperson to be successful. I hear often about people that are like, well, I'm not going to sell because I don't want to be pushy. I truly believe that I'm not a pushy person actually when I sell. I don't feel pushy. I just genuinely talk about what I love and what I do. That's all I do. I just talk about, I love putting ink to paper. I love sparkles. Ribbons, make me so happy, and I have to own all 100 ribbons, not just 5. It makes me happy. I'm passionate about it, and I use it, and it makes people happy that I give them to and make them for and show people how to make. I believe in what I do. I believe in the product that I use. And when you share that, you're not being pushy. And people are going to want to feel that same way, so they need to buy it. So right now, get over the fact that I'm not a salesperson. I'm not selling uh, life insurance policies. Okay, you are selling something that you truly believe in, that you truly love, and that has enhanced your life and will enhance the lives of others. So it's all about sharing something that you love. You don't have to be worried about being a salesperson. But when you do sell, then you will be rewarded on that because we work for a direct sales company. So in order to be able to set our goals, we need to be realistic. So on this call, everyone, I'm going to talk on this training series. I'm going to assume that all of you listening, your goal is to earn bonuses and earn the trip. That's hence the name of the training, right? Even if you don't, everything that we set forth is sound foundation for growth. So if you don't reach the incentive trip or reach bonuses, you will be way further than you are today. I can't tell you how many training clients and demonstrators and team members will say, darn it, Rhonda, I didn't quite reach the incentive trip, but I doubled my sales. I doubled my team, and I am so ready for this year. I will reach that trip. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to make the transitions and to get yourself out of your comfort zone for some than it does for others. But no matter what, our biggest purpose is going to be crafting and touching the lives of others. But know that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that purpose of it because I need to spend more time on teaching you how to build your business. But no, I'm not going to dwell on it, but know that no matter what, our purpose and my purpose and your purpose is to touch the lives of others. God gave us this gift so that we will serve and love and be in the lives of others. And so I take that very seriously. So that is a purpose for all of us. And why not make some money along the way, make an income so that you can continue to impact the lives of your family, your children, your livelihood, and then maybe others around you. So, but just know that as I move forward in this training, I will be talking, my training is going to be focused on you earning bonuses and you earning a trip. And so don't think I'm leaving anybody else out, but I know that you are listening, that is what you're shooting for. So let's jump in then to what is it going to take to earn those bonuses? What is it going to take to earn that incentive trip? We're going to break down the incentive trip tracker. It is so much easier to understand. I'm so grateful that Stampin' Up! Has changed. Some of you might be feel differently, but just know that I truly believe in my heart of hearts and from experience that I'm so grateful Flex Points are out the door. I will try not to ever mention Flex Points again because they're gone. And if you did like them, let them go because we're never going to get them back. But we need to focus on the really most awesome parts we have moving forward with the new system. Another little thing, the system isn't really new. This is the exact program we had again before. So I feel really confident about the numbers I'm going to share with you because these were numbers that I taught, over 10 years ago. So I know exactly what it takes to be able to earn that incentive trip. So trust that. And let's jump in. Let's break down though. I'm going to start off though with bonuses. We want to start off with not only will you earn the trip, but how can I make some extra money? So let's jump into some visuals that will help you see about earning the bonuses and earning the incentive trip. I think numbers are obviously best seen when they're in a visual format. So many of you have heard about the infamous green pie, and if you haven't, that shows me that you've probably never earned it. So it's a kind of an inside connotation for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. But do you know what green pie is? If you get on your Stampin' Up! Website and your reports, there's a pie chart, and it's really cool when the green pie shows up on your pie chart. But truly, we are going to focus on this today. You need to know what this is, and you need to shoot for it and set it as goals. It's a substantial way for you to grow your income and then earn the incentive trip as almost a byproduct at the same time. So we're going to focus on, making some substantial money that you can use in your bank account, share it with your family, do whatever you want with it, but then you actually have a true reward for all your hard work. So the green pie is basically a balanced approach to your business. This is what your green pie actually looks like on your Stampin' Up! Reports. I always, took out all of the numbers because everybody has different numbers of what their bonuses are. But the green pie is the bonus part of your income when Stampin' Up! Pays you with bonuses. So if you've never seen the green part on your chart, you want to see that. And for those of us who have earned green pie, that is like our goal, to get that as soon as possible and to have it every single month. We want to have green pie on our reports from Stampin' Up! It's the green pie is also a balanced approach, that you're not just trying to do the incentive trip all on your sales. It's not all on your shoulders. To sell 40,000 can be very daunting for many people, but it's a balanced approach. You don't have to sell 40,000. You can do something more realistic like 20,000, 24,000, 25,000. And then but the green pie is the part where it is the bonuses. So if you're looking on your Stampin' Up! Reports, the blue is your instant income, where you make instantly from what you sell. Your pink is your volume rebate. So if you sell over 600 CSV in a month, then you get to get your volume rebate, and that grows the higher your sales are. Your team sales commissions is that purple color, so it's your downline overrides, and then the green is your bonuses. So that's what the real green pie looks like. The next part I want to go over is, earning the incentive trip takes 40,000 points. So for those of you who are newer to Stampin' Up! In the last 4 years, it's going to seem like a big change for you. For those of you who've been around for a little bit longer, this was the old way that we used to use. We used to earn the incentive trip. It's actually so much easier to understand. It's so much easier to set your goals, and I love this way. It is, if you are coming off of last year, it is not any harder or not any easier to earn the incentive trip. It is exactly the same. So, and last year was, so if you were used to the flex points, that was the same way it was before. So Stampin' Up! Was able to maintain that level. So, but this is just an incredibly much easier way for you to be able to understand how to earn that incentive trip. So all you need is 40,000 trip points. And so you can just track your points as you go. Now, I will not refer back to our old program probably ever again, because it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't matter to compare. It doesn't matter. But for those of you, you are coming off of the fact that we used to have these things called flex points. In the old plan, when you had to earn the incentive trip, you had to do it off of that 160,000 flex points. So that means every single thing that we mapped out that you had to do, that required all of your flex points. So you couldn't use your flex points for catalogs, for events, for free product, for any of those goodies. You had to save every bit of it for your trip. On this new plan, it's exactly the same business model that it takes. The business part of it is the same as what it was. But now you get title perks. So you don't have to use flex points for your events or catalogs or for free product. Stampin' Up's going to give you that on top of earning the incentive trip. So this is a much, much better program for most people. Now, to earn the incentive trip, it's going to take 40,000, and we're going to break this down for you now. But just I always recommend, and what I'm going to teach you is a balanced approach to earning it. So it takes 40,000 incentive points. Now we're going to break down what each one of those are. So first is your sales. This is always going to be the hub of what you do. So I'm also going to talk about this in terms of earning the incentive trip, in terms of bonuses. Remember, this training, I'm focusing on both, because even if you have no desire to travel, you should have a desire to add extra money to your bank account. And they've also said that if you choose not to take the trip, you will also have a cash buyout. So that will be even more cash. So you might as well earn for it and reach for it so that you can, again, increase your income. But many people do have that desire for this incentive trip. So a yearly sales, typically to earn the incentive trip, it's 1 point, well, it's 1 point for every dollar that you sell. Now to earn a bonus, it starts at $30,000 CSV and that you sell and that you purchase, which is really cool. The Stamp It Up allows us to use our personal purchases towards this number. Once you do that, obviously you'd have 30,000 points for the trip, but you'd also have 1,000 CSV bonus, so $1,000 bonus. That's incredible, to reward you on top of your points, obviously for your trip. Now, when I'm going to teach a more balanced approach, and selling 30,000 is way over what I'm going to recommend that you sell. But if you are shooting for earning an income that might replace a job, or that might really help add to your family income, 30,000 is a great place to be. You're going to earn that incentive trip pretty simply, and you're going to start now adding on extra income for what you're already doing. So you're going to get your normal instant income volume rebate and your product bonus, and if you're over Silver Elite, you're going to also get the additional bonus off of that 30,000. But you're also going to get $1,000 bonus when you hit that. So the bonus is you go over 30,000 and you're going to get your $1,000 bonus. And it could take you all year to do that, or it could take you 2 months. Everybody's different, anywhere in between. But as soon as you hit that, you get your bonus. And then for every 10,000 that you sell after that, you will get the extra $500 CSV after that. With a balanced approach we'll teach, the 30,000 is way more than you need, but it will increase your income, and that's what's important for a lot of you as well. So that is the bonus that you get based on your sales. This is the new bonus program. Now next, let's talk about qualified recruits, because every qualified recruit will give you 1,500 trip points on our program. But what else do these qualified recruits give you? So in order to, first of all, these are the direct people that you recruit. Or if for some odd reason one of your downline recruits somebody and then drops, but they have not qualified yet, so it's a direct person that qualifies for you. That means that they have reached 900 CSV, so $900 in sales or purchases. This means this is hobbyists. This can be hobbyists. So many people are like, well, all I have are just hobbyists. Well, yeah, you can earn the trip off hobbyists. You can get a lot of bonuses off of hobbyists. And then obviously mix in there some people who are doing a little bit more, and that just increases that. So all they have to do is either sell or purchase $900, and then they become qualified. When they become qualified, she gets $50, or he or she gets $50 for free from Stampin' Up, which is really cool. So there's a carrot for us to dangle that Stampin' Up pays, not us. And then when you get 5 of these in an entire year, so October 1st through September 30th, you've got all year long. This is for all of you. Every one of you should at least be reaching this. You are going to get 7,500 trip points towards your trip. So, but what else do you get? If you look at the chart, you also are going to get a $750 bonus in cash. And then every one that you do above that, you're going to get another $250 per demonstrator. So we're going to set a goal to have at least 10 recruits in a year. Now, obviously, I'd love it if every recruit we have qualifies, but some of them do just buy the kit and run along. A few, you do have control and influence over that, but for the most part, people join because they love the product. So we need to make sure they're always purchasing and also selling the product. So here is number one, qualified recruits set a goal to have at least 5. Everything after that is just extra money and extra trip points. Next, for the bonus pie chart, there are direct level advancements. This is your team building aspect of where, so now once they become qualified, here's the really cool part. You need 5 for this level. It can be the same 5 people that you just had, because it's that once the one person becomes qualified, then they can keep going and they can advance to Bronze Elite once they purchase or sell or buy 1800 CSV, then they promote to Bronze Elite. That same person can then also, continue to work throughout the year or continue to buy throughout the year and have one of their friends purchase a starter kit or have somebody that is a customer and now they promote to silver, and so on and so on. So this is not 5 brand new people. This could be the same 5 that already became qualified. You need 5. If you have 5 direct team advancements, you will get 7,500 trip points. So then after that, you also, for the same 5, you get $750 in a bonus. Every single one after that. So Bronze Elite promotions, silver promotions, they all count. Silver Elite promotions and Gold Elite and Platinum Elite, they all count for this if they are your direct level. So each one after 5 is still another 1,500 trip points, and then also an additional $250 or $250 CSV as a bonus. That's cash. This is, again, a huge change from our old program because they lowered it. So this is more doable and reachable for everybody. And it gives you, for each one, those 1,500 trip points. So let me give you a sample of how you put that all together. So we have our sales. We get 1 point for every dollar. We have our qualified recruits. So it's not just when someone buys a starter kit. They have to become qualified. That means once they buy the kit, you have to continue to work and engage with them. Once they become qualified, they will give you 1,500 trip points. Then when that same person also promotes to Bronze Elite and Silver, you will get another 1,500 trip points for each one of those promotions. So here are some very realistic, doable numbers for demonstrators who do this part-time, full-time, and everywhere in between. They're just some, if you follow the path that I just set forth and you did sales and direct recruits and qualified promotions, you would have sell 25,000, have 5 qualified recruits, and have 5 promotions to Bronze Elite and above. But here is somewhere you can be flexible on those. And that doesn't even take into effect that if you are a silver right now and you promote to Silver Elite, you get to get an additional 2,500 trip points. If you maybe are starting off right now and you're relatively new and you are a Bronze Elite, or you decided, heck, I want to do something with this business right now, and then if you promote to Silver and Silver Elite, that's 5,000 extra trip points. You get 2,500 per your own personal promotion. So those are not even going to be figured into the plan. To me, that is extra for each extra person. So to be honest with you, the first time you earn that incentive trip is probably going to be your easiest because you can count your own promotions. But here are some sample plans that are very doable. You can sell 22,000 in a year. You can have 5 qualified recruits. And then it's very likely you would end up with 7 direct team promotions. Again, it can be the same person that might promote twice in a year. That's going to give you the trip. You're going to earn the incentive trip to the Caribbean cruise and you're going to get $2,000 extra in bonuses. And I say extra because obviously you're also making income from your personal sales and your downline overrides. But this is in addition to what you're already making. Maybe you're a stronger seller and you are more overwhelmed with recruiting and helping your recruits. Then you could go ahead and sell 30,000 straight out. If you're selling 28 or 29, you by golly better sell 30 because you get the bonus now. And if you had 5 qualified recruits and 5 direct team promotions, you're going to earn the trip and you're going to get $2,500 in bonuses on top of all of that. You can make any combination. I know people in my team alone that I know personally that have sold 18,000 and still earned the incentive trip, but they had more promotions. They had probably eight promotions, 8 qualified recruits, and 8 promotions in their directs. So you just have to recruit more, and you can sell less. Or you may just straight out sell the whole 40,000 on your own. But I always like to take that balanced approach, give you some flexibility to do it where you're selling that 22 to 24,000. On average, you're going to have $1,800 in sales per month. I would never set your goal lower than that because you want to have some flexibility. So sell on average of 1,800. Some months you might do 1,500. Some months you might do 2,000. Because it's also about your income. It's not just about the trip. So when you do that, it's also going to give you $450 of an instant income. It's going to give you $162 of a more cash than your volume rebate. Plus, if you have any downline overrides that you earn, and plus any outside income that you get from class fees, selling kits, selling, retired products, selling other things that you do, working at farmers markets, craft fairs, any outside income that you bring in. So just selling that $1,800 is what you want to do to earn the trip, but you also want to earn an income. You want to be making $1,000 a month. Just bare minimum, and then you can just grow from there. So when I map out earning the incentive trip, how cool that you can also make an income each and every month, but then also earn a trip along the way. So next we're going to set our goals. We're going to talk about goal setting. Here I just want to give you one quick visual. I'm going to send you out this sample goal sheet. It's really basic, and it's one that I use with my team as well, because it's really important that as we're setting our goals, we set realistic goals that we are actually going to be able to achieve. And how you do that is you go by, what did I do last year? So you're going to need to go back to whatever you did last year, and we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down as to what did you sell in October of 2019, in November, December, and so on and so on. Because we need to know what can you do and what have you done to understand what you need to increase that by. Now, there is a definite strong pocket of you on here that you already earned the trip last year. So you want to make sure you earn it again, but maybe you want to stretch yourself to make sure you earn the bonus next year. So you want to sell $30,000, or maybe you want to make way more bonuses. So this is how you can take, what did I do last year? This is exactly what I do to increase my own business, because I work as hard as I can, but I have areas where maybe I can increase. So I can take every month to see where maybe my sales were a little bit shorter. Probably in that month, I can look to say, where can I add something, or what can I increase that I did that month? We only want to compare you to you and push you to you. So go through and each month and write down what you did. Now, again, minimum 1,800, but maybe some of you are 2,000 a month. Maybe some of you want to sell $3,000 a month. And if you really want to maximize the career plan, you get your highest bonus at $3,500 in sales a month. If you are working this as a full-time business and really want to have a full-time pay, that is usually the benchmark where I will set forth. So whatever your goal is, Everyone is different. You may be, I just want to maintain my silver elite status. So I need to sell $600 a month, or I want to hit 1,000. Wherever it is your goals. We're going to compare it to what you did last year and what you want to do this year. And then figure out what you need to increase it by. So if you need to increase it by 1,000, okay, that means I need to add about 3 more events a month that produce me at least $333 in sales. Or I need to increase what I'm already doing by so much. So find out how much do you need to grow every month. And then you can go forward with realistic events, and maybe just, if last year you did $1,500 in a month and your business is mostly clubs and you have 10 club members or 15 club members, that means, okay, if I want to grow by $500 in sales, I need to find 7 new club members. So we need to get realistic by how much you actually need to grow by. So write that down there. We're also going to write your recruiting goal. Everyone's recruiting goal should be a minimum of 10 if you want to earn the incentive trip, and if you want to earn bonuses, 10. And if you want to increase your income from there, then you need more than 10. I usually say you want to have at least 75% of them by the end of celebration. So on the goal sheet, I'll have that on there. You need to have at least 7 of them. Personally, my recruiting goal is always 30. So if my recruiting goal is 30, then I need to be able to have 20 by the end of March of 2021. So what's your recruiting goal? If you are, again, I think every person who has any desire to earn a bonus and to earn the trip, it needs to be at least 10. And again, how many did you have last year? And then if you actually try and actually set forth as an effort, how many more do you need? And lastly, on this goal sheet, we're going to talk about promotions. Who do you have in your current team that can still become qualified? Maybe they haven't become qualified yet. Write their name down so you can work with them. Reach out to them, talk to them, encourage them to, do a class with you, or just buy what they need. Maybe you could go and do a party for them with their friends, and then she could have the sales. So it's just you stamping with them and she is selling to them. Write down who your current people are that can still become qualified and who can still promote from who you have in your team now. The rest, we are going to have to build from scratch to reach the goals of what you set forth. We're going to write them down. So this is a sample one. You can tweak and change it, but ones that are written down are so much more powerful. The next most important step with any program is to clean out the stuff that is holding you down. It is really, really true in our industry and what we do. It's very easy for us to collect clutter. It's very easy for that clutter to start creeping in and creeping in and creeping in. I'm sure, like almost all of you, you clean your desk once or twice a year, or maybe for some of you it's every night, or once a week or once a month. And before you know it, everything starts creeping in and you're working on this little 6-inch work surface. So we're starting something new. It's a new Stampin' Up! Year. It's a new you, new program. And that means we need to clean out our junk. Because I wrote this training, and for those of you who have been a part of all of my trainings that I start the new year, know this is a requirement that I ask of you. Not a suggestion, it's a requirement. So I've been working on this for the past month. Mine was really out of control, probably the worst it's ever been. So the whole thing is understanding that this is not just busy work. This is very important. Demonstrators that I know that are surrounded by clutter are very cluttered, and they're very bogged down. They're very overwhelmed. They feel the weight of everything around them, very disorganized. And I'm not judging you. Don't judge me, because I was really bad. And now that I've gotten things cleared up, I can feel the lift off my shoulders, the freedom coming. And so this is something you need to schedule this week, right now. As soon as this video is done, I want you to look at your calendar. When are you going to do this? Now, mine and other people, I don't work so well on my own. I get very distracted. I can get pulled off by, texting friends or my husband or playing a game. I love fishdom. So I can get dragged in, or I can just get bogged down or focused on more work, 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 work. So I scheduled it on my schedule with a helper, with a friend. And so we did it together, and it really helped me stay focused, and we worked really hard for those 6 hours. So we got done in 6 hours what would have taken me probably 3 weeks to accomplish, because I had someone hold me accountable. So clutter, number one, will bog you down and overwhelm you, and it will stop you in your tracks. It is going to hold you back. So you need to create yourself a work surface, a workplace, a work zone that allows you to be creative. It allows you to feel free. It allows you to feel proud of who you are and what you do. And so we have to create that. It just doesn't happen automatically. You also have to envision, what do you want your workspace to look like? You have to create that workspace. If you have a little corner of a basement, which that's what I had for many, many, many years, I made the corner of that basement feel like I was going into work. So I think half the fun is buying, organizing things, and even the stuff that we do. But I went and bought some new carts. I bought some things to organize so that I felt more productive, instead of being everything just piled all over the place. Or when we can't find a stamp pad, or we can't find things that we need, we get very frustrated and we actually stop working versus moving forward. So this week, and it may take you all week, it is valuable work that you need to have scheduled to have done. Clear your schedule and start purging. So gather someone to help you, and schedule it. Question is, where is your work surface? Do you have a desk? Do you have a work surface? If you're going to do this, if you're going to earn this trip, if you are going to earn these bonuses, if you're going to make money with your paper crafting, you need a place. This may take talking to a loved one. So I remember the day that I chose to decide to really want to make this a business. I did break it to my husband to say, yeah, I'm going to take over half the basement. And he was like, what? That's like the kids' play area. And the kids can play in other areas. I need a dedicated space. I need a place where I can go and I can focus. And then you need to make that space feel a place where you're going to be able to create and work. So it may be a place that needs a place where you're going to stamp and create and make. It needs a photo video spot, and it needs a place where you can set up your computer. You need to create that. If you have to, I know people who have renovated their garages into offices, that have turned bedrooms into offices, people that have turned corners of a basement into offices, whatever it takes. You can't just work willy-nilly, because you're going to get willy-nilly results. You need to have a place where you can really focus. And I believe in this, to the point where my home became a place where I couldn't focus and I wasn't working, and my family was being affected. So I went out of my house and found a building. Maybe you're in that place. The first place I went to was very small, and I have slowly grown. Everybody is different in a different place, but no matter what, I've always started with a dedicated place where when I was there, I worked. My family knew I was working. My husband knew I was working. I knew I was working. The dishes weren't getting done. Laundry was sitting there. But I was working towards my goals. And so that's why I'm saying it needs to talk to loved ones. You need a discussion with your family and those around you, because it's really important that you guys they understand where you're coming from, and that you're just not making these changes without including them. I know my husband supports almost everything that I do, but it's when I discuss it with him ahead of time and give him some fair notice. And same thing with my children. Like, they are not near as demanding or of my time, because they know that I am either working or I'm working towards a goal, and that actually I need their help and their support. So when you are cleaning your space, I need you to release yourself from materialistic attachment. You just might need to get rid of stuff. And I'll be honest with you, there are many times when I have just taken everything that was retired and old. I have taken times when my entire desk has been so overwhelmingly full of stuff. I just take it all and throw it in a box and move it aside and move forward because I don't have time to go through it all. I didn't create the time to go through it all, and I had to move forward with a clean slate. So again, if we're like comparing this to like a diet program, like you need to get rid of all of the candy, sweets, breads, sugars, all of that. And then we're going to fill it in with the things that you actually really need to work on a daily basis. Okay, so that's going to be one of your homework assignments, and we're going to ask you to show pictures. So make sure you take pictures of your befores and then pictures of your afters. And I did this already because I did do this a few weeks ago. Like I said, I had a little bit of advance notice, but it was a solid 3-week process, and I took some befores and some afters, and I actually did quite a few videos so I could share with my customers, because customers love to be nosy and they want to know what you're doing too. So as you do this, go ahead, whip out your camera, take pictures, and share it with your customers because they may want to get organized too. And I know your team and your downline will need to get organized along with you. So the next thing, once we have a plan, you have your numbers, right? You set your goals, you have your numbers, and you've cleaned and you've decluttered and you've opened up the realm in your brain and in your body. Next, we need to actually create the time. When are you going to work? If you are already maxed out on your ability to put forth any effort and any hours, then you have no room for growth. You have no room for change. So we need to take a really hard look at your time management skills and your time management to make time for you to grow and adapt. And this is for all of you. If you work a full-time job, if you have a full-time commitment, some people are, you may be home, but you are with your children all day, or you're taking care of your elderly parents, or you have a part-time job and do this on the side. People have volunteer work. Everybody has full-time commitments. So typically what we do, typically what I hear, and I hear every single day, every day that I'm working with, training clients and team members with their business, I always hear, I can't work because of this. I can't do this because of that. I work full-time, so I can't. And I'm always like, okay, whatever. We all have I can'ts. Every one of you have I can'ts in your life. Every one of us does. You are no different than the person standing next to you. Priorities may be different, but we all have the I can'ts in our life. So what I need to hear from you, what you need to focus on is, when can you work? When can you work? What are the exact hours you can work? Is it Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock? For some of you, it is Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock at night till 2 o'clock in the morning? Is it, 4 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the morning? Is it on the weekends? Is it during the day? I don't even know. Like, for instance, I can't work at night. That is actually when I can't, but I can work during the day. Now, for other people, they can't work during the day, but they can work at night. Everyone is different. So you need to identify, when can you work? That's what I want you to look at. Don't look at the I can'ts, look at the I cans. This is when I'm going to work. So time management's really important. I'm actually going to share with you a little time management video that I did. And it's bullet journaling and it's daily journaling. Remember that daily plan. Run the rat race every day, run the hamster wheel, but then get off every night because you've done your work, and then you move it to the next day. So I'm going to share that with you. It's an extra 25-minute video you can watch if you really want to get a handle on your time management and how you make a to-do list every day, and then it helps you get things done. So I'm going to share that with you. The other thing I think is really important is that when you look at your calendar and when you can work, if you come up with, I can only work 5 hours a week is all I have, then I'm going to tell you, then you need to adjust your goals. Still work those 5 hours and love what you do and do all that you can, but you probably won't be able to earn the incentive trip or earn bonuses. Now, prove me wrong. Please, please, please prove me wrong. But that doesn't coincide. So I'm going to tell you to adjust your goals. Don't adjust your schedule, adjust your goals. Now, if you have time when you can work and you can work on your schedule, you're going to need at least 10 to 15 to 20 hours a week to be able to earn this incentive trip and to be able to reach your goals that you want to. Earning the trip does not have to be a full-time job. Does not have to be. So, but the more you put in, then the more income that you can reach on top of that incentive trip. So we need to make sure that your goals are in line with how much time are you willing to put forth and dedicate towards your business. Consistency with your time management is going to make all the difference. When your classes are the same time, your marketing will be the same time, your prep work will be the same time, you're going to become more consistent with it as well. So, setting up that time management schedule is going to be very important. And we're going to talk next about a skeleton calendar. And a skeleton calendar with your business is what's going to allow you to have the consistency with your time management. If your classes are all over the place, when you plug things in when you can, then that means your marketing's all over the place. That means your work hours are all over the place. That means your results are all over the place. So we want to get consistent with what we do so that our families and our bodies and that our minds can start to get consistent with a workload in front of us. If you are overwhelmed by your marketing, if you are overwhelmed by your events, if you're overwhelmed by your workload, it's probably because you've not done it consistently to get into a repetitive behavior. It's the same thing again as dieting. It's really hard at first to change the way you eat. It's really hard at first to eat the things you're supposed to eat. And pretty often, after about 3 weeks or a month, we fall back to bad behavior. But if you stick with it and be consistent, you will form a new normal. You will form a new way, and a way that you'll be able to keep up with and will not overwhelm you. You'll actually will love it and enjoy it. So yes, when you get a new schedule, after a few weeks, maybe even only a month, you're going to be overwhelmed and you're going to be tempted to go back to all your bad behavior, all of your old behavior. But you need to stick to your time management schedule. Stick to your skeleton calendar so that your body and your brain and your family and everyone around you can get into a routine and get into a habit. And that's what's going to help your business. That's what your customers need. Your customers need routine and habit so they continue to keep coming from you and buying from you to the point where you become a part of their schedule and you become a part of their budget. That's what you need from your customers. But that all starts with you, with your skeleton calendar and your time management behind it. I would love to go into time management more, like I said, but that would take about a half an hour, and we're already over on time. So instead, I'll share with you the extra video you can see. So what is important every month is that you have a skeleton calendar. So your homework is to plan ahead your next 3 months with a skeleton calendar. I've listed 9 things that should go into your calendar before your month even starts. These should be the same time, same place. Keep it the same on every single, either it's the same day every month or it's the same day of the month. So it needs to be consistent. And number 1 is your team meeting. That is your highest priority, to either hold a team meeting if you have a team or attend a team meeting if you have a team as well. But attend a team meeting. When is it? Make sure it's consistent. Your card class. Everyone needs to have a card class on there. We're going to talk about pricing next week or 2 weeks, but you need to have a card class. And if your card class is relatively full, then have 2. So I know people who have a card class every week, and that works for them too. So I have a monthly card class. Some people have a weekly card class, but you should have, when is your card class? Number 3, if you have a club, put that on there. Number 4, when do you do Facebook Lives? Put those on there. Every month, just write them down. Number 5, when are you going to post on your blog? What's your consistent schedule with your blog? Number 6, are there any other recurring events that you do, like a paper pumpkin night or a swap night or pajama night where you have like an open, stamp area and they pay to come and it's free with a purchase. Something that's recurring. What do you have that's recurring on your calendar? Number 7, a funnel event. What's your consistent funnel event? And funnel means bringing in new customers. We're going to talk about that in depth next week. Your online classes. Online classes need to be just as consistent as your live classes. When are you going to announce it? When are deadlines? When are you going to ship? When are you going to announce it? When are deadlines? When are you going to ship? And it needs to be monthly. So when is your online classes? If you have 1 or 2 or 3, however many you have. And lastly, then, once you have your skeleton calendar, again, team meeting, card class, club, any recurring event you have, Facebook Lives, blog posting, and then you can plug in with your online classes and your funnel event if you have a current funnel event. So then the last thing you can do, now you see what is in there and has to be done every month. Then you can plug in with a event that boosts. So these are the events that are extra. So it might be a retreat, a bingo, a one-day retreat, a stamp camp, a new catalog kickoff, or a buy one get one free event, or a garage sale, or something like that. So that's what, once you have your skeleton calendar in place, then you can plug in with your extra events that are just going to give you extra sales and extra money on top of your already established goals. Then this just hits repeat. It's just the repeat button every month. I don't have to stress about my calendar. It is just repeat, repeat, repeat. And your customers get on repeat, repeat, repeat. And that's what you want. And typically, just as you're planning your skeleton calendar, what works really well personally, plus other people I work with, is when you allow like specific weeks for designing, specific weeks for marketing, and then you hold your event. So it works really well that the first week is, the first couple days of the week are designing. I take 2 weeks to market the heck out of all of my events. That also gives me time to take pictures and do any tutorials or videos that I need to do. And the last 2 weeks are actually holding the events, which means cutting, packing, prepping, and shipping, or cutting, packing, prepping, and then holding the event. So that way I'm not trying to juggle all of those things at once. So that's just a tip that kind of really, really, really helps. Again, I'm going to share with you the daily logging, the daily to-do list, and then time management that will help you to be able to get everything done. If not, you just move it to the next day. If your workload, if what I've been telling you about makes you turn a little red, I feel like I'm getting a little red just talking about it. If your workload becomes more than the time you have allotted, then you simply need to call in some reinforcements and get some help. Instead of saying, okay, I can't do it because I'm too busy, or I can't do it because I have family events I have to attend to. So if the days you have set forth are not enough to get everything done, it doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean don't do it. It means, okay, I need to get some help. When I get help, I can cut my time in half. So instead of working 12 hours to get one class done, I can do it in 6. That allows me 6 hours to do something else. Or it allows me, with my business, those are 6 hours where I can design and do things that no one else can do. Or I can take 6 hours and be with my family. So getting help cuts your workload in half, and it allows you to get the things done in a shorter allotted time. And you build friendships and have fun, and that person very well could be your team member, and then they start growing. There's a lot of side benefits from getting a helper as well. Lastly, as we finish up, and we've gone over the goals, the desires, Stampin' Up's incentive trip is incredible. If you've been on one, you know that. I don't have to tell you. Those of you who have not been on one, it's not just a normal trip. They spoil you rotten. You have gifts on your pillows. They treat you to a 5-star vacation, not like a little, timeshare, scammy thing, which my husband thought it was at first. They spoil you rotten. You get to network with each other. You get to be very close and intimate with, Sarah and Shelly and the whole executive team. They are there to be with you and talk to you. They're swapping. The food is incredible, the snacks. And for me, it is just a rejuvenation of who I am and time with my spouse and with friends that I've made all throughout these last 20 years. And so this trip is incredible. But you need to believe that you can actually do it and actually earn it. You're not just going to try, it's not a wish. There's nothing different than the other 350 or 400 people who earned it last year than you, except that they are out there with some solid business foundations of finding customers and selling product to customers and sharing the starter kit. So if you don't believe in those things, if you don't believe in you, you're never going to be able to earn this trip. So a couple things. You need to believe that this is just not a dream or a wish, that this is a goal and an achievable goal. You need to believe in yourself. I know many people every year that earn this trip for the very first time. Very first time. I can already think of right now 20 people that I know of instantly that just earned this trip for the very first time. And now they're part of this training program or a part of my team. So you can be one of those people, but not if you don't believe it. So you need to believe that you have the ability. You might have to create some of the things we talked about. You need to create the time, create the space, create the skeleton calendar. You need to create those things, but you have it within you to make this a reality. You need to believe in our hobby, like I already talked about. You need to believe in what you offer so that you don't feel like you're a sales pitchy person. You need to be willing to ask for help, and you need to be willing to reach out to your customers and thank them for their support. You need to believe in your hobby and what you have to offer. If you do not believe that, you will never be able to grow from where you're at today. You need to be able to open your mouth and get out of your comfort zone and share the opportunities that you have. But if you're feeling shaky about it, if you're fearful, if you're afraid of being, smarmy or a salesperson, you're going to struggle. If you truly believe in a passion of what you do, you are more apt to share that and more apt to be genuine and sincere, and people will join in with you. You need to believe in the starter kit. It is the best deal in the catalog, and you need to share that with others. A minimum of 10 recruits a year to make these goals happen. I'd like to see you even do more than 10, 15, or 20, but that's going to take you sharing the kit with everyone that you know because you believe in it. It is the best deal in the catalog. It is the best deal for them to be able to get their discount. And it's the best deal for you to be able to earn your bonuses and earn the incentive trip. You need both of those. You need to believe in your team members and that you can do this together. So often I hear from leaders, none of my team members want to promote, so I can't do this. None of my team members, they're all hobbyists, so I can't do this. Okay, that is not true. And if you don't believe in them, you will never reach your goals. You cannot reach your goals without them. I believe that hobbyists can spend their way to get there. I believe that hobbyists can sell to family and friends to get there. I believe that most of my incredible leaders I have right now all started off as hobbyists. Sometimes your belief in them is all they need to soar. And so you have to believe in your team. Don't just write them off because they're hobbyists and then don't work with them, because then you're not going to be able to reach your goals. You need them and you need to believe in them, and they can all do amazing things. And if you don't believe in them, they might not even believe in themselves. Believe in your creativity and the importance of it. We're going to talk next week about creativity. It is huge, and it's the longer and longer I've been doing this as a business, and the longer and longer I've been working with people, the more and more that I see that creativity is the hub of success. And so you need to believe in your creativity and how important it is in your life and the lives of others. Believe that you and your time and your creativity and your mental work that you're doing is worth charging for. We're going to talk about pricing, and if you don't charge enough for your classes in your time, you are never going to make money. So if you don't believe in what you do, I'm not saying be prideful, like being humble is very important in life, but valuing you, your time, your creativity, and your mental part that you put into all of this, you need to believe in it so that you charge accordingly. And also believe that you have the very best customers and let them know that. Treat them that way. Because if they don't feel like the best customers, they're not going to keep buying from you. And you want to develop customers that purchase products and purchase your classes because they value you and they know that you value them. People will always go to where they're valued. And believe that the hard work is worth it. Without a doubt, I know the hard work I put in is worth the many benefits that I get, but also what I teach and share my kids around me and my own self-worth. And so sometimes we'll say, oh my gosh, all this hard work is not worth it. Like these people don't appreciate what I do. Or I can tell you a million things that run through my head when I'm feeling overwhelmed. But the truth is, your hard work, the benefits of the income of the trip are worth it. But that's not the only reason why. It is showing your family how to set a goal and work to get there. It is showing about having sacrifices. It's people building respect for you, that you not only obviously put your family as a priority, but you also put your commitments and your loyalty as a priority. So I believe the hard work, and it is hard work. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And it's a lot of fun along the way too. It might be hard work, but it's a lot of fun work. The last little homework assignment you have is to create a visual. I love like a vision board or just a picture of the cruise ship, or whatever your goal is, I want you to create a visual of what that is. So that means like not just up in your head, either create like the background on your phone or the background on your computer, something you can hang up on your wall behind your stamp area. But I need you to create a visual as to what you're working towards, because otherwise you're just going to run that rat race, people. You're just going to be on that hamster wheel. And you need to know that when you achieve what you want to achieve, what that looks like and how that feels. And some days you're going to be really hard and you're going to want to give up and you're going to want to say it's not worth it. It is worth it. And you need to have a visual that helps you get over the hump. Just like it would be with if you were, losing weight. What is the visual of what you want your numbers to look like? And when the days get hard and you want to give up and you want to go back to your bad habits and your old behavior, but you need to have what is it that's going to pull you through. Because if you get through, then you can continue to keep working the plan to find the success. And you will feel so good once you get there. So homework. Set those goals with specific numbers, share them with the upline, share them on our Facebook group. Clean your crafting area. Let us see those before and after pictures. Actually schedule when you're going to do this. It's not busy work. It's very important. Set your skeleton calendar for the next 3 months minimum. You can still plug things in, but what are those 9 things that we said need to be on every one of your calendars? Map out your time management. When are you going to work? What hours can you work? So that you know that and then speak to your loved ones, speak to your family, speak to whoever is living life with you to say, this is when I'm going to work my Stampin' Up! Business and this is why. You need to have support. I should say you need to. It's good when you do have support. I've done this without support. I've done this fighting tooth and nail with my husband. Now I have a huge support from him, but the first couple years were really hard. But I also realized I wasn't communicating. I didn't do these things with him. I was just working and doing my thing. So now I share my goals. I share my hours. It's very different now. But I had to change too, not just him. And lastly, create your visual and share that visual with us. What is going to motivate you to make your goals and your dreams and your wishes become reality? All right, let's see what you do this week, and I can't wait to jump into next week when we're going to focus almost the entire time on finding new customers, and then what do we do with those new customers, and what do we do to actually find leads and turn them into customers. All right, good luck.